The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Jesus said to his disciples, "This is my commandment. Love one another as I love you. No one has greater love than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. You are my friends, if you do what I command you. I no longer call you slaves, because a slave does not know what his master is doing. I have called you friends, because I have told you everything I have heard from my Father. It was not you who chose me, but I who chose you, and appointed you to go and bear fruit that will remain, so that whatever you ask the Father in my name, he may give you. This I command you, love one another." The Gospel of the Lord. One of the priests that were helping with our masses on the weekends is Father Ryan Marr. He is the priest in Knight's Landing, so not too far from here. From time to time you'll see him wandering around here. He's a good friend of mine. Before he entered the seminary, he was a missionary in Chicago. And it was a very particular mission there that the church had. They would go out, the Catholics would go out into the dark and insidious world in Chicago of male prostitution. And they would go to the male prostitutes to try to take them out of that life. And so how they would do that is that they would go to them, because everybody in that world, they know where to go in Chicago to get that. And so they would go there and they would befriend them and just take them out to dinner, hang out. And he spoke about one time when they were helping this one gentleman try to evangelize him. And the young man said, "What do you want from me?" What do you want from me? Because in his world, every man that talks to him wants something from him. And Father Ryan would say, the Catholics would say to them, "We want absolutely nothing from you. We love you." And he said, when he told them that truth, he said this young man just cried, wept. Because what Father Ryan did was falling in line with 2,000 years of Christian history. Jesus tells us in this beautiful, beautiful gospel, he says, I give you a new commandment, love one another. You see, this is not so much of what we're doing, but rather what the great Christian offers the world is the restoration of human dignity. You see, when we lay down our lives in the manner of our Lord for one another, we're telling people the deepest truth of who they are. You are not an object to be used and abused. You are not an animal. You are not a consumer. You are not something I use for my own personal gain. No, when the Christian loves like Jesus, what begins to happen is it tells the person that you are created in God's image and likeness, and you are worth more than the entire universe. The dignity of the human person. And so when we follow this truth, love one another, we will change lives. And it begins right here. Our great task as the Catholic Church is to remind everyone of this truth. Love one another, for there is no greater love than to lay down one's life